For weeks, the silence around Celeste Hernandez's death has been deafening. No police updates. No word from D4VD. No movement until now. Tonight, new surveillance footage emerges, and it could blow this case wide open. Welcome back to Twisted Truths. If you care about justice for Celeste, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. This case is evolving fast, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now, let's turn our attention to a segment from Ashley Banfield's Dead Serious podcast, where she dropped a bombshell. Brand new surveillance footage shows D4VD's Tesla being driven for the last time before it was abandoned in the Hollywood Hills, while Celeste's body was decomposing in the front trunk of David's Tesla. But this footage didn't come from LAPD. It came from private investigator Steve Fisher, who's been quietly working behind the scenes. Here's an exclusive clip from Ashley Banfield's Drop Dead Serious podcast revealing new developments in the case. Pay close attention to the details shared by the investigator.
How certain are you that this video of the car driving away from David's mansion is the last time it drove and ended up at the spot where it was abandoned, likely with that body inside?
I'm certain. Listen, I can't say 100% because there's not a camera trained on that Tesla once it's parked. Continuously that I've seen. I mean, there likely is a camera, but I've seen the car driven to that spot, and with the dates, with the date that it was, they left town right after that. I'm certain that is the last time the car was driven. It was put there with her, in the front trunk.
Fisher notes the driver's side window was partially down. Odd for a short drive, especially with an air freshener later found inside, possibly masking an offensive odor. Now, let's hear what else he uncovered in this startling new footage.
If you're going, I don't know why the window would be rolled down unless there's something, offensive there. And then all of a sudden, one of the first things I picked up on when the news first broke about her being found in there, where they were towing the car away from the impound lot to LAPD, was why on a $104,000 car is there a Christmas tree air freshener hanging from the mirror? It seemed kind of odd to me, but I guess maybe they thought that would help, mask it for when they had to move the car again.
The driver, visible, wearing something distinctive. Something that matches photos taken at D4VD's Hollywood Hills rental just 12 hours earlier. Fisher won't name the person. Now, let's see what makes this figure so distinctive.
If there was that smell at that time, because again, we have no idea when Celeste started decomposing in that trunk. We don't know if she'd been decomposing in the trunk for a long time before it ended up being, the car ended up being abandoned. But talk to me about the date of this video, July 29th, and talk to me about what you saw. What did you see in terms of the identity of the person driving through that open window?
So it's very clearly that Tesla, one, because the Tesla has that tape on the rear spoiler for whatever reason. I don't know why it's there. And also, it was just like it is in that picture. It was that dirty, except you could tell that they had run the windshield wiper like once to clear the dirt away so they could see. And it comes very close to the camera, although there is some motion blur, but you can see the person and you can see what they're wearing something pretty distinctive. And there's photos that I have from 12 hours earlier, a person at the house wearing the same thing.
And I know that the viewers right now are screaming at the TV set saying, Ashley, ask him who it was.
I honestly wish I could tell you. I don't want to, I don't want to interfere with LAPD on that. And I think that's coming because we know a crime was committed 100%. Somebody concealed her body. And, hey, maybe the reason I don't want to say the person's name is because maybe this person was just someone that was asked to move the car, and didn't know. I find that very hard to believe, and I doubt that's the case. But just in case, I'd rather LAPD make that announcement.
The investigator uncovered more suspicious details when the landlord granted him access to the house. Inside, he found several unsettling and suspicious items that raised serious questions about what really happened. Let's take a closer look.
Let me ask you this, and I only have a couple seconds left, but you found some other suspicious things. The landlord, as you know, we obviously know now, allowed you into the house, and you saw some things in there that were very uncomfortable and very suspicious. I know you can't say certain things, but what can you tell us about what you saw inside the house?
Well, this is the landlord found it also, but there were some things in there that were hard to think about, because these would be items that would be used if you wanted to get rid of a body, and there's really no other purpose for them at a house like this or anything. And they're expensive items, and so they weren't jokes, and but they weren't used. I'll tell you that they were still in the box. So I don't know how much we'll find out about that in the future, because you can't charge somebody for thinking about doing something. But I think that they had a plan.
But it's important to know, because the first thing I said when I learned of that was that, well, that can't be possible because the LAPD raided the place and took everything. But you know for a fact that they photographed those things, and they're huge and heavy and expensive, and so they have ample information and photographic evidence of those things.
They said that we inquired about this, and they said that they photographed it. I don't know why they didn't take it. There's 2 items. I don't know why they didn't take them, but they said they photographed them.
Shocking twist shifts the focus to D4VD's close friend Neo, who is now under intense scrutiny. As speculation mounts, Neo has wiped his social media clean of any mention of D4VD, only fueling more suspicion. Online theories are swirling, like this one formerly Twitter, by Ghetto C, suggesting a complicated relationship and a possible motive. Now, if this theory holds any truth, what does it mean for D4VD and Neo? And what about Celeste? Did Neo feel pushed to take drastic actions because of this tension? What do you think? Was Neo the last person to drive the Tesla? And if so, what is he trying to hide? Let's break it down. July 28th, Celeste is last seen alive. July 29th, Tesla is caught on surveillance. July 30th, D4VD leaves for U.S. tour. Weeks later, Celeste's body is discovered. Neo's digital disappearance lines up eerily with this timeline. Coincidence or cover-up? We've seen the footage. We've heard the silence. And now the shadows around Celeste's death are shifting. If Neo was the last to drive that Tesla, what else is he hiding? Don't let this story vanish into the algorithm. Like, share, and comment below, because the fight for Celeste's justice isn't over. It's just beginning.